Okay. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. It's your Saturday morning update. Ooh, keep you going through the day. I think I got some dust there. You ever breathe in some dust? Kind of feel it right in there. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. I teach class today. If you want to jump on into class, just in a half an hour at 9 a.m., I teach class. If you want to jump on in, there's a QR code to class. It's $150. I get so many testimonials about how many people love that class. Other people are charging $3,000 for like a long 3-week process, and they piece it into modules. I took a lot of information that almost, a lot of other people do, but man, I teach you things that you'll never know from other people too as well. So I took traditional TA and turned it into a magic science. If you want to find out more, look at the QR code there, hit it, and jump on into class. So the first thing I have to talk about is there is class today. There is class today. Let's break down Bitcoin. Let's do our top-down analysis. Let's look at our daily close. Let's look at the things that I'm looking at. I mean, right off the bat, if I just showed you what I see, I kind of see a shoulder, a head, a bit of a right shoulder there, a slanted head and shoulder that can break to the downside, right? It also has some descending triangle vibes, which also got that vibe that we could break down. You see something like this. And that would take you the length of the base of this pole. All right. So you can see the trend is forming to the downside. You can see that we're kind of bending over here, even on the indicators, The only thing, the RSI is in a middle point. It could continue up from that low point. That's the lowest the RSI has been on the 1 hour after those two big dips there. It hasn't been that low since, the RSI hadn't spiked that low on the 1 hour time frame since right here. Since we dipped right there to 98,000. So it was a severe dip. That's how you know. Look, let me show you. See how the RSI is down in this lower region? We got here August 24th, but you can see it takes massive liquidation events for us to get that low. For the RSI to hit 19, look, it never hit 19. It hit 19 right there. The RSI hadn't been that low on the 1 hour time frame. Last time it was 19 right there. It was June 5th. So that's how you know it was a substantial dump. You compare it to the extreme movements on the momentum indicators. And when you see that it compares to an extreme movement, it's likely a bottom. That's a good way to find a bottom. I've done it a few times. Because think about it. It makes sense. And this is, you don't have to be a good TA. You just have to be good at someone that deduces math. You could be a detective and be good at technical analysis. I think most detectives would be pretty good at TA. I would teach them how they use their detective mind to go after a case, and I would show them how they would case all the different scenarios inside of the trade, and then they would go after what they see. MIAC's getting a pump, which is pretty interesting, right? It getting a little blast to the upside. And, we're at 195 there for Aster holding 129, and only time will tell. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to trade where we trade, we have a pinned comment here in the comment section, and you can trade where we trade. Shout out to the baby. All right. The baby's doing great. Come here, baby. The baby is doing absolutely amazing. She is so beautiful. She is gorgeous. Looks just like her daddy with her blonde hair and her blue eyes. Say hello. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. You can say hi. Say hi. Oh, she says hi. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Oh, she knows how to give a kiss to you. Oh, my God, you're so sweet. That, my friends, is what we all are here for. That is why we push ourselves every single day. That's why we work, man, for those gems. For those moments in life where your baby looks at you and tells you that you, you know what I mean? There's nothing better than that. That breaks the strongest, deepest, most tough man that can break through glass and kill, that can break a man. A little baby like that can break a man. So, and it makes me so happy. And look, I'm an older man. I'm 42. I got a baby. So all you young men don't have a baby at home. Come on now. What are you doing? It's time to have a baby at home. It's time to procreate. It's time to create families here. You can see we're losing population. We're losing good men. Half the dudes are choosing to be women. It's crazy out here. You know what I mean? We need strong men to create strong societies. Think about it. The family nucleus creates a society. When the family nucleus is very strong, we have a strong society. Think about it. When you had to come home and answer to your father, right? You ever have your dad not home? Sometimes your dad was out doing something. I did. And, those nights I did whatever I wanted because you know what? I knew dad wasn't going to lay down the law. Imagine if my dad wasn't home 90% of the time. I would have been a mess. You know what I mean? So having a father in the house changed my whole life and made me a more substantial person for society. I am better for society because I had a father at home. So if you're a father out there, be home, create a nucleus, become an amazing father for your family. That is how we change society one step at a time. We create families, strong, loving bonds, and we continue to push. I just want you to understand that. That's what makes me everything I am. That's what gets me going. Brother, I have 5 kids. I love you, teddy bear. I love my peoples that push out them kids. I know the lifers know the deal, man. But God bless everybody. Let's take a look. This isn't a family. This is on how to build a family. But I am talking about how to build a beautiful society. I want us all to live in a good society. I want us all to live in a strong society. I want us all to have faith in each other and then the way we're moving, right? To do that, we need solidarity. To get solidarity, we need to kind of have the family unit back intact, all right? And you can see clearly. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Cool runnings, baby. Cool runnings. Oh, I love whenever I see Mike Novogratz. Galaxy Digital has issued yet another bold Bitcoin prediction. Can Bitcoin get to 200? Of course it could, he said. Novogratz believes the current crypto cycle could play out differently than previous ones, citing unprecedented institutional interest in the rise of tokenized finance. Speaking on Kyle Chassey's podcast, Novogratz reflects on the scale of recent Bitcoin activity handled by Galaxy, noting we sold 9 billion of Bitcoin for a customer. I thought to myself, where would Bitcoin be if I hadn't sold that 9 billion? A lot higher. That's the scale we're talking about. Does Bitcoin cycle still work? Novogratz warned that the market frenzies often park in ways that exceed expectations. His last leg of the stock market frenzies always get crazier than you can imagine. At the end of the day, price is more than just numbers on a chart. It's about narrative, community, and belief. Historically, crypto markets have moved in 4-year cycles, often culminating in euphoric peaks followed by sharp corrections. Normally, this would be the time we should be selling it all and going away, he said, referencing the pattern seen in 2017 and 2021. And the most dangerous words in investing are, it could be different this time. But it's going to be different this time. It's so funny, man. How could crypto transform the world? He argued that the difference now lies in institutional adoption and infrastructure development. We're seeing a galaxy as every bank and institution realizing we need some form of hot and cold wallets because we're going to trade currencies and token and equities in token. Custodians are going to be important. It's huge. Yeah, Larry Fink was important for the price of Bitcoin and basically credentializing the space. But for crypto, the real transform the world, you need this amalgamation of trade and DeFi. 100%. We need basically stocks to become tokenized. For crypto to become the main way everything gets traded, which is where it's going. 100%. So, right? So let's break down the technical analysis, which I'm here for after I spewed for 10 minutes. But let's break it down. So the weekly looks bearish. If that closes as such, that's a bearish close. The only thing good about it is the previous resistance is support here. And you didn't come out and take out this $108,000 level there. So you're holding this key level, right? You're a little bit above it there, and you could even bring it up and say right there. I mean, you're right there. Previous resistance is support at 108.9. We could bounce from here. The thing is, it kind of changed the trajectory now. Like, you'd have to, form in something like this? And that would be a symmetrical triangle that, doesn't look amazing. I've got to be honest here. Just that these structures don't play out as well. I see this as a shoulder, head, right shoulder that is basically 68% of the time. You round up to 70% of the time. That's going to dump the measured move. Somewhere down to about $94,000, $91,000. And am I saying that's happening? Do I have a short open? No. I don't like to short Bitcoin. I'll let it dump here, and then I'll catch a reversal. You know what I mean? What I'll do is this. I found a model I really like, so I'll let it dump, I'll catch a reversal. I'll let it dump, I'll catch a reversal. I'll catch these mini reversals most of the time. I'm attempting to catch the reversal we're on right now, And that's what we're going to break down right now. So the weekly looks bearish. The 3-day looks bearish. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Shoulder, head, right shoulder right there. If you're just coming to my channel, that is a head and shoulder too. So you have 2 head and shoulders. You have one on the weekly and one on the 3-day. It's just, if we don't dump, I'll be so surprised, honestly. Like, it'll be the first time, one of the first times, basically 90% of the time, the 68% happens. You know what I mean? Like, even though it says 68%, I see it 98% of the time. You're going to get what the pattern tells you is going to happen. So look, we're sitting inside a symmetrical triangle on the daily time frame. A bearish pattern. They break down more than they break up. Right? And you would take the base here and say either we break up 50%, back to a new all-time high to 129,000, or we break down. somewhere back to about 93K. And that's kind of what we're looking at here. And, you know, we looked for tweezer tops yesterday, and I said we had to have the tweezer top. And I said, okay, the tweezer bottom. And so far, the daily candle closed green, great. But this candle has to close green. Like, this can't come out and take out. It might come wick and then flip up again. That's what they've been doing. They like to take the exact tip of the two wicks out right there like that and rip it back to the upside. So you got to have the daily close green today. Otherwise, you're going to struggle. We would love for this to close green and actually turn into a reversal candle. But so the good news, 108.8 held. We have support. Right now, we're above support. Until we break that support, we have to use it. We have to say it's support, right? 12-hour looks like it could start a green candle back to the upside. 8 hours got some wickage and some movement. Look, 8 hours got bullish div. Strong bullish divergence on the 8-hour time frame. You got bullish div here on the 4-hour too as well. You know, it doesn't look amazing, but it's there. And this is the stuff I'm going to teach in the class today. I'm going to teach you divergence. I'm going to teach you how to find overbought and oversold regions. I'm going to show you why and how things are going to play out the way they do. You're going to be different when you're done with this class. You're never going to be the same. Sad that the thing is you won't be able to make the same mistakes you've made in the past. You see? But you're definitely going to be a different trader. Things are going to click in a way. So look, this could be a bear flag on the 4-hour, or it could be a shoulder, head, right shoulder, attempting a bounce. The 4-hour looked good. It made a tweezer bottom, but look at the last 8 hours. Chop City, right? You look at the 1-hour, and what the 1-hour is attempting to do, to me, is a Bart Simpson. Is an inverted Bart Simpson and just rip right back to the upside, wreck these shorts. You know what I mean? People are speculating on Bitcoin. I believe these are great prices to buy. The fact that we went into the 20s on the fear and greed, that never happens like that fast. It was at 28 yesterday. That's a steal. I start buying more Bitcoin in the 20s. You know, 20s, teens, and 10, anywhere in there is a steal for Bitcoin. You're getting it cheaper than it used to be. It's not overbought anymore. So that gives me some excitement. So what do I see happening? Well, I got a long going with a stop below these two wicks. I'm still in a long here like this with a stop below the wicks, the one I show you, and they haven't got me yet, so there's no reason to leave the trade, right? And so even though it looks bearish, even though it's more likely we're going to dump, I'm defying the odds and taking a long. So I'm just being honest with you. If I get wrecked, I get wrecked. They take me down, they take me down. But if not, I get the most epic short squeeze in the game. Another thing that is interesting to me is this does look like a diamond to me, even though it's not perfect. It has some diamond vibes. You know, it's got that diamond vibe. It does. It has this whipsaw in the middle, you know, and diamonds break down and break back to the upside. I could see this thing diamond itself right back up. So I got this like eerily bullish vibe, even though I should be so bearish, and it looks like we're going down the tubes. So price action looks horrible, but there's a little bit of hope on that daily and a little bit of hope in the support and resistance. And then we kind of watch this very strange flag. And to me, it's all about that 15-minute cracking the 200 moving average. If the 15-minute can get above the 200, look, this is also looks pretty bearish to me. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. That looks like a complex head and shoulder. That's going to dump to the downside. So right now, everything looks more bearish than bullish. The first thing that has to happen is the 1 hour can crack the 200 moving average. If you get the 1 hour to crack the 200, that's the first grain of rice in a bullish bowl. It is. It's how every single meal of bullishness gets served. The first grain of rice comes over the 200, and then next thing you know, the meal gets served, right? So it starts small in that metaphor, and it continues. Look at this beautiful inverted head and shoulder on the morning. Amazing. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. A flag above the 21-day moving average. Boom. Crazy dump for whatever reason throughout the last few hours, and then a pump back to the upside. So we're looking for the 5 to crack the 200. Then we're looking for the 7 and the 15-minute to crack the 200. If we end up above the 200 in a flag, that's where the less risky trader should trade. The more risky trader would go in for the long like me right now. Look, it even defied an Adam and Eve. Like, that's an Adam and Eve right there that somehow... So they created some of the most bearish patterns in the world, which means they got bots to pick up on them too. So bots trade. They can get bots to go wrong. Yeah, you have to understand, that's why trading AI may not be the greatest work, because they can get all the bots to trade wrong. They can trick your bot. For sure they can. I don't know. They don't trick my bot, but they got my bot underwater right now. Let's talk about the bot I got. It bought here, here, and there. Now they're below the water on the bot. How come the bot hasn't decided to open up along there? Is it out of orders? You know what I mean? It looks like it unloaded, but if it had another safety order down there, you think it would have been a nice time to buy that bottom. The bot may think we're going lower. So the bot hasn't decided to jump on in, right? Anyway, just be careful. People think you can just, bots work. I have a bot that works great. It's actually been 100%, right? But it depends on the bot you're using and how you're using it. Our bot's kind of more macro on a power law, so I don't know what other people are doing, but you do have to be careful. Like if you're doing a short-term bot or a grid bot or some type of, a pattern bot, it could definitely get tricked. So don't think just because you have a bot, you're invincible, unless you have my bot. It's kind of crazy. The bot I have has been amazing. There probably will be a day where it has to be cut off, though, and it does, you know what I mean? So Bitcoin looks bearish. To me, it made a bit of a bear flag on the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame, right? But somehow, some way, it kept this look. I mean, it should have dumped. That should have been a dump. How it didn't dump this whole time shows some strength. So I'm looking for a Bart Simpson, man. An inverted Bart Simpson. This thing dumps right back down here somewhere to 112, right to this high volume node, and we play with that. So that's what I'm looking for BTC. I'm looking for the bounce. And I know it's crazy, but I'm looking for a bounce on BTC. And that's my update for Bitcoin. Let me jump on into the chat and see what you people are saying. So grateful to be a part of the community. Blessings on blessings. Thank you so much. Yeah, CZ wants to be the world's first trillionaire. We going higher. Yeah, Treasury has been buying bonds back, stacking cash, stacking liquidity for the market economy. Liquidity is about to put back into the markets. Prepare for a massive reversal. I fear I'm late to yet another avenue. I feel humans will eventually let AI bots duke it out on day trading, even swing trading. It's all right. Patience is superpower. We wait for confirmation. You're going to always be able to do it manually. There's people that have a manual lawnmower right now, but yet there's someone that does it with an automated bot, right? Does that mean the bot does a better job than the person that? No. Sometimes the bot misses corners. Sometimes the bot doesn't do those perfect lines. You know what I mean? The human mind's beautiful, man. Don't ever think we can be truly replaced, because we can't. We're essence of spirit and wisdom. AI will always just be complete wisdom, knowledge. It won't have spirit, man. There's an essence. There's an intuition to you that the bot will never have. I can call along when it doesn't look like it's when everything is saying dump. When the bot can't do that, the bot will have to do what it's supposed to do. I've called bot. Look, I bought this bottom. The bot didn't. I got a good bot. I bought this bottom. How come the bot didn't? But the bot's better than me, right? So it just I don't know. Everyone assumes I would never put down the human mind. Yes, it's going to access more information than you at a speed of light. Yes, it's going to be able to tell you your probabilities of, like, if you have like 2 things you need to do, save this person or run that way, and how long, and like, it's going to tell you the probability of which way is going to be better. It's going to help you assess and make better decisions 100%. But it's not going to become your intuition, all right? And you still need to build who you are inside. The bot's not going to build honor. The bot's not going to build character. AI is not going to help you become, that's not true. Maybe it will. Who knows? But if you use it in the right way, but that you got to really want to change and really want to push that forward, and it will happen. Anyway, let's jump on into the chat. How's the chat doing? God bless you all. Thanks for your time. Amen. Hey, guys. Ave, please. I'm in tech, and this is a constant debate. I'm on human spirit, emotion, wisdom, gut side, even working in tech. I love you, Lindsay Linz. Pay yourself every payday in Bitcoin. Treat your sats as your savings retirement account. Price is irrelevant in the long term. I love that, man. I buy more BTC on the low. That's what I do, right? I buy more Bitcoin on the low. Why not? You buy more Bitcoin. That's, you got a chance to buy more Bitcoin. You're blessed. So many people don't even understand Bitcoin yet. So they can't buy it. Understand? Like, they don't know it enough to buy it. So you have an edge already if you know how to buy. Not a financial advisor, but man, if you know how to buy BTC and you understand it, my God, you have an edge in the world. And people still think it's late because it's been around for so long, but man, it's still early for me, right? And look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 2K worth of Bitcoin right now. Why not? Why not? And I believe this is spot, BTC spot, right? Yeah. And so we'll buy about, I don't know, $4,000, $2,000. Yeah. Always be greedy with your Bitcoin buys. $3,200 worth of Bitcoin. And there we go. We just bought more Bitcoin. We did it fast. You see how fast that was on Bit10X? I bought 0.03 BTC, $3,200 worth. That's going to go to my kids. 10 years from now, my daughters are going to have access to that money. Maybe they use it for a fund. Maybe they use it to borrow capital. Whatever they do, that's going to 10x. That's going to be $32,000, right, in 10 years. And with inflation, it could be even more. So there you have it. And shout out to my bot. You can jump into the trading bot that I have, MINOTAUR Trading Systems. I definitely suggest you jump on in and schedule that call because they'll sit with you. They'll explain. You'll learn a lot. And you'll learn so much. But jump on in today if you want to learn how my bot trades. I can't wait to show you the end result when the bot finally gets out because it will. It will. It will. It's done it every single time. I have so much faith that it will. Nice. We buying Bitcoin. Let's do it. I'll get 200 right now with you, Sammy. Hey, I'm not a financial advisor. Do whatever makes you happy. I don't want to push you to buy or sell anything. Rage against the time before the next halving sometime in 6 months. Stack, 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 baby. Yep. I started with Bitcoin at 5,250. Keep stacking, friends. I love you, Lindsay. Keep going. Shout out to all my people that stack their BTC. Shout out to all my crypto lifers. People who put their life into cryptocurrency and believe that it's going to take them to another level, another place, right? We have no choice but to find a new system. The system is what it is. We're going to go where we go. We're going to find what we find. They've pushed us to another. When you print our money to zero, when you give us no other chance but to find value somewhere else, we will. The human race is resilient. We're not going to keep taking your low value currency and live that way. We're going to find a way to win. You know what I mean? Like the powers that be think their trillions and millions could control us, but what they don't realize is that it just doesn't work like that. God is powerful, and there's energies and forces at play that other people can't fully understand. You know, they deal with the devil, they deal with Luciferian. I know they do. I know what they do. And I know they think they get powers from the dark forces, and they do. Don't think they don't. But those powers are fleeting. What the dark forces do is they give you a lot of power at first to make you think that you're more powerful than God himself. What happens though, they strip you of who you are and your true essence. Eventually you're left powerless, empty, and controlled. God is the only true way, is the only true power you want to afford, that high energy frequency with God. The devil will make you feel powerful. The devil will give you things you thought you needed, but it will be fleeting. He tells you just enough to make you think it sounds right, but when you really go to the end of the story, his words disappear, man. He doesn't have substance like God does. He doesn't have the ability to stay, substantially strong for as long. He's like a building with a weak foundation that has beautiful chandeliers and a lot of food. This is the devil. The devil, you walk into the building, beautiful chandeliers, all that food laid out. But the food's a little too salty. You know what I mean? The walls are paper thin. It's not real. Eventually that house of cards will collapse on you, even though it looks so beautiful. So never, 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 never follow that devil, man. And I worry about people that don't believe in God. You know why? Because people that don't believe in God don't believe in the devil. And that is the creepiest thing. Because when you don't believe in the devil, he can take full advantage of you. I'm being honest. So, I would run to that Bible. I would run to Jesus. I would find yourself a way out. You know what I mean? And become spiritual in some way, shape, or form. Realize there's a higher power out there. And again, I don't force it on anybody. It's up to you. But there is a higher power out there, man. And he's changed my life. I believe he'll change yours. Anyway, let's get back into the chats. So you heard what I said for BTC. There's no real sugarcoating it. And I told you where I'm at. I'm long, even though it looks super bearish. MyX. We were looking for that thing to bounce there. It never did, right? Then I gave up on it a while. We had the alert there. Once it lost its trend line, it was a no-go, right? I never gave this, hey, let's trade it. I said, we have an alert. This would be the trade. If it bounced inside the pattern, it would be the trade, right? So let's just take a look at it, though. Wow, so it comes out on the daily, and it's bouncing off that 21-day moving average. What I want to do is kind of say it's in this. There's two things you could say. You could say it was in a pattern, broke out, broke back inside. Or you could say it's in this bigger pattern. For me, I feel like it just broke out, though. Like, you miss the breakout if you don't understand how to trade broken patterns. If you know how to trade broken patterns, then you'll consider that. I mean, that's a breakout. To me, it's almost like a slanted W. You see it? Like, it has W properties, just a little slanted. But I could see this thing starting to move. That thing could go to 30. So I think we want to watch that. Look at that curve there. Let's take a look at our 12 and our 22. Do some more due diligence above the 21-day moving average. Let's look at our 4-hour. Wow, it got a push today. And look at it breaking above the 4-hour 200 moving average. Look at the 1 hour. So for me, this is great. It's looking bullish on the bigger time frames. The daily has confirmation of momentum. Whenever the daily has confirmation of momentum, I flag out the smaller time frames. This is all you can go watch a ton of boss traders. They're going to look at the bigger picture, and then they're going to zoom in and trade a smaller time frame. That's a very, very natural way to trade. Anyone that's been doing it for 10 or 15 years will do something like this. You're going to use bigger time frames and whittle yourself down to smaller. Okay? And so maybe we continue to push on some crazy pump. Whatever we do, eventually we might push up to here, but eventually we're going to start going sideways. The 21's going to catch up to price. That looks like that we could trade this weekend. My X looks like something worth trading this weekend. Getting the revival after that initial push. I was waiting for it to kind of wake up again. Yeah, and that would be the trade, something like this. So I have an alert on this. And see, my trades start way before. This could be 8 hours until it comes in. So I don't just trade something. I have a setup, and I wait, and I observe. And I have hundreds of these, and I'm observing all the time, and I'm waiting. And when my observations come true, we tackle the market, right? Everybody, I got to jump on out of here and get ready for class. I need 5 minutes to just doll myself up. But I love you. I appreciate you all. And remember, class is right there. We're super nice. We'll still give you 5 minutes to jump. Come on now. For $150. If you spent $150 on alcohol in the last month and you're not going to buy my class, come on now. Like, seriously. If you've spent $150 on donuts, on sugary foods, on things that you don't help you, and yet you will not educate yourself with this class, then why? And then weeks from now, you're in the same place. You got to wonder. But if you take class and get education from someone that's sitting here every single day, that became a multimillionaire in front of your face and grinded every single day of his life, then I think it's going to, I truly believe it'll help you. But do whatever makes you happy. You know what I mean? I believe my class is the best in the game because I believe I am the best in the game because I believe in myself. Hit the QR code to find out more. I'll see you in class. Everybody, I love you. Either you're taking class or you're thinking about it. I'll see you in class.
Be where you